You are now watching The Meech.
The Nintendo Switch launched in 2017, and to this day, it still remains one of Nintendo's most monumental and best years of all time. They released some of their greatest games ever made, and the best thing is that nearly every 2017 game got a sequel: Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope, and most recently, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, all phenomenal games. They even re-released Splatoon 2, but a few days ago, the moment we've been waiting for finally happened. There was a game released in 2017 that many have been eagerly awaiting a sequel to, a game that fully utilized the hardware of the Nintendo Switch and the Joy-Cons, and captured the hearts of many on a scale of global proportions. Dare I say, an Odyssey. That game being none other than 1-2-Switch! You thought I was referring to Super Mario Odyssey? Nah, nobody remembers that game. Even Nintendo forgot about it, because 1-2-Switch, the game that took the world by storm, that's where it's at. Truly, a game of all time. All jokes aside, 1-2-Switch is one of the first Nintendo Switch games ever released. In fact, considering The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is a Wii U game brought over to Switch, you could argue 1-2-Switch was Nintendo's very first original game on Switch. There was Snipper Clips, and that game is awesome, but it wasn't directly developed by Nintendo. As for 1-2-Switch, you know the saying though, first is the worst, second is the best, third is the one with the hairy chest. And funnily enough, there is truth to that absolutely stupid rhyme from elementary school. 1-2-Switch is bad. The reception for it is one of the worst I've seen for a Nintendo Switch game. Its Metacritic scores from reviewers and users alike are bad. Not to mention there are so many factors as to why 1-2-Switch was a horrible idea to begin with. For one, it wasn't a pack-in game. It was a $50 game you'd purchase separately, and what you got were a collection of minigames that were either boring, confusing, or just okay. But even the fun ones were a one-and-done thing. You play them a few times, and you never play them again. That's the thing with Nintendo's casual games on the Switch. Remember Labo? The concept was cool, but the games themselves had just as much substance as the cardboard. You'd build these accessories only to play the games once, and end up with a bunch of clutter you don't want to throw away because you spent nearly $100 on them, but you know you'll never play them again. The VR one was kinda cool, and it's compatible with a few games, but the rest are gimmicky without substance. All Nintendo's casual games on the Switch also completely lack personality and charm. Comparing them to the Wii series of games, heck, I'd even say the DS's Touch Generation series, they feel so generic. All the Labo games and Clubhouse games have an unbranded look to them. It's almost like someone working at Nintendo has an animosity towards the Miis and wants them gone. Usually there's a lack of character or charm, or the characters used are essentially just vectors. But in the case of 1-2-Switch, the game is presented in live action. What are the characters?
They're actors.
It doesn't even resemble a Nintendo game, and the game easily would have been more appealing with the Miis. I would say other characters, but the Sportsmates made me think twice. Overall, the concept of 1-2-Switch kinda made sense, but the execution was poor. It was too expensive, had not much in terms of personality, and was overall a stupid game. It holds no candle to other tech showcases like Wii Sports or even Nintendo Land, because it's less of a tech showcase and more of a weird gimmick, but it did manage to sell kinda well, bringing in almost 4 million copies, but yet again, there wasn't much in terms of games outside of Breath of the Wild, Snipper Clips, and Super Bomberman R at launch, so why make a sequel? I don't know. And will this absurd game awaken Dimitри's fury? Let's start off by breaking out the old analysis machine to determine what everybody 1-2-Switch is all about. It's an older model of the analysis machine, but it still works fine. Keep in mind, I was only getting paid $2 in a pack of 2X ROM in an hour to operate it, which is actually good in this case because the game is being sold at quite a discount. It's $30 rather than the original's $50. Could you imagine if it was $70? Automatically, some will see this as a bad sign. considering Nintendo doesn't usually discount games unless it's apparent there's something wrong with the game. Nintendo Switch Sports and Mario Tennis Ultra Smash are beautiful examples of this, but that's not always the case. WarioWare Get It Together, Metroid Prime Remastered, and Miitopia were sold at $40 to $50 and are some of the best games on the Switch. If there's a direct comparison, Game Builder Garage was also $30, which is a good game, though more of a creation tool. The price isn't something to be majorly concerned over, so maybe Everybody 1-2 Switch could be good, right? The way the game was announced was a shadow drop on Twitter. To be fair, shadow drops are somewhat uncommon, but they're always accompanied by a trailer. In this case, there's not even a trailer. It has a release date and a price, but no trailer. Perhaps it isn't ready to be shown off. It releases June 30th, less than a month from now. That's the amount of development time Pokemon Scarlet and Violet got. No, in all seriousness, Everybody 1-2 Switch has likely gone gold, so this means either Nintendo forgot to upload the trailer, or the game is so unfathomably atrocious, they don't even want to show a trailer. And believe it or not, that is certainly the case, because the origin story of Everybody 1-2 Switch is one of the most insane things I've ever heard. On June 7th, 2022, Imran Khan posted an article about an unannounced sequel to 1-2 Switch being in development. Now when it comes to leaks and rumors, I tend to ignore them. Well, I used to. We got Metroid Prime Remastered, meaning Jeff Grubb was right! Hey everybody, it's the slow Metroid Prime! No, that was a case where it was just a coincidence, but this is a case where the leak was 100% true. Everything from the name of the game to Mr. Horse were accurate. So what's the game about? Rather than being an extension to 1-2 Switch with new minigames, the game is apparently inspired by the Jackbox series of party games. The main feature here is the ability to play the game with upwards of 100 people. That right there is insane, and you can even use your phone with the game. It seems the main mode has two teams going against each other rather than just two players of the first game, and on paper, this idea doesn't sound bad. But then when you start to think about it, the concept of 20 people at a party mimicking acts with Joy-Cons and their phones, it doesn't seem like a video game. It seems like a party where they got into the rotten Super Mario mushrooms, and the game tested horribly. People who played it absolutely hated it. They did not even want to continue playing full rounds. It was that bad. So bad to the point where the game was internally nicknamed Horse Crap. It was also stated the game was such an embarrassment, releasing it could damage Nintendo's reputation. Though considering we got Pokemon Scarlet and Violet last year, reputation seems to be an afterthought to Nintendo now. And yes, I'm aware I'm beating a dead horse when it comes to bashing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but I'm just preparing for the alive one that I'm about to beat. But it's testing. Maybe they made it better. No. I think we should prepare for the horse doo-doo hurricane that is about to happen. If the game was so improved and so great, wouldn't they want to showcase a trailer? Heck, even screenshots of the game? There's only one screenshot, and it looks like some pogo stick minigame. So what does this tell me? We very well could be looking at the worst game Nintendo has ever made, meaning Nintendo Switch Sports could actually be dethroned. And you know what? I'm actually excited. Nintendo Switch Sports was an embarrassment and also ruined the chance of Wii Sports coming back. Part of me despises the game, but it's a game that's so bad and was so bungled, it was funny. They had to add in leg strap support and couldn't even have golf there day 1. They couldn't even have it day 2 because they delayed it to November from its original fall release. But in the case of Everybody 1-2 Switch, it's a sequel to a game I didn't care for, but I doubt took too much resources to make, and I'm honestly super intrigued to see just how bad the game is. This could very well be the first game in history that I'm hyped for, not to see how good or how fun it is, but to see how bad it truly is. In the end, Nintendo is pulling a Mr. Krabs by taking garbage out of a dumpster and selling it. This is not the same as Nintendo Switch Sports and Mario Strikers Battle League. Those games are terrible, but somewhat competent and likely tested okay. This is a game that should have gotten shelved, but Nintendo wants to make a few extra bucks. Apparently, Physical copies have existed since 2022, but Nintendo didn't know what to do with them. This isn't confirmed, but it appears it might be a limited physical release. Not in terms of being limited edition, but Nintendo not putting many copies out there. I'm genuinely excited to see what makes this game so unbelievably awful to the point it could damage Nintendo's reputation. At worst, it sounds clunky and boring, but if there's more to it, I don't even think I'm prepared. What if it's also a buggy, glitchy mess of a game? What if the music tracks for the game are on par with Yoshi's New Island? And what if it's another one of those games that releases unfinished and gets free updates? So there you have it. That's your summer Nintendo Direct. The good news is that I guess it gives leakers some credibility. Perhaps we'll get that F-Zero GX and Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door remaster. That'd be nice. And the good news is we still have Pikmin 4 coming up, which looks incredible. Dare I say, it'll be my game of the year. Yes, even more than The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It has been quite a while since I posted a video to the channel, and I originally was going to post a Stayed the Channel video before uploading anything else, but Everybody 1-2 Switch was so absurd, I literally had to cover it before uploading anything. But the good news is, there's a lot to look forward to during the summer. The past few months have been kind of busy. I just got back from a trip to Greece, which was incredible, and I'll be incorporating elements of that into the videos. Got some pretty cool footage, and I even wore my Super Mario Sunshine shirt. And yes, Treasure Super Mario Sunshine is pretty much a guarantee this summer. But in the meantime, Jeff Grubb was right! Thanks for watching, and keep calm and da-da on.